And I think with no further ado and very little background information, I'd like to ask Sequoia if you would like to do several lines here. I guess I should highlight them. Oh, that's pretty easy stuff. Let's go farther down. How about those?
Okay. Slahauja, telecom. Slahayam. Oops, I said Slahauja the first time. Well, whatever. Masaika Komzaksnaika. Nawitka. Maika Kamloops Wawa. Pika Maika Chaco. Naika Chaco Kopa Saya Ilahi. Delayed Saya Ilahi. Naika Chaco. 8,000 mile Saya Kopayakwa. Okay, so hi, friend, I guess. Hi. Do you know? Wait, yeah, do you know me? Of course. You Kamutwawa. You are Kamutwawa? Or I know you from Kamutwawa. And where do you come from? I come from a faraway land, really far away. I came from really far away, 8,000 miles away from here.
So you can see Kamloops Wawa has suddenly become a character in a story, having started out as a newspaper. I don't think I'll give any more background yet. So yeah, Tlachayam with the M on the end of that word. Really the common way to say that, you know, instead of the stereotypical Klahauya of settlers, you seem to hear Tlachayam from other fluent speakers. So hello, friend. Hello. Do you know me or recognize me, Kumducks? Yes, or of course, that was a very good translation, I would say. You are Kamloops Wawa, Micah Kamloops Wawa. And where you come indeed means, and where have you come from? Where did you come from? Without a word for from. A lot of your motion and location verbs in Chinakwawa include the sense of, you know, being there or being here or coming from there, going to there, etc., without needing to say kopa, the preposition. But so here you have the alternative. I came from, there's your kopa. A nice idiom here, Sayaili, far country. That's used a lot in the pages of Kamloops Wawa as a foreign country. I came from a foreign place, a really far away place. Here's the more literal sense, far country. A really far away place I came from, in parentheses. And we've been talking about how some of your larger numbers in especially BC Chinukwawa were said with English words. So 8,000 mile, or 8,000 miles far away from here, Yakwa. I'm going to modify that spelling of Yakwa there to show you can stress the last syllable of it there. Need to scroll up a bit and maybe a bit more. Let's see what happens.
I was just watching a video from the Chinook Wawa Language Department YouTube channel yesterday, where they were reading a book, and they also do the same thing where they'll say 14,000 in English.
I don't want to chortle, you know, they don't teach you to do that, but in reality, people do that, you see, and that's exactly how it happened with BC jargon as well. You hear these English numbers all the time, and I've always found, I don't know about you folks, when you learn another language, it's kind of hard to think numbers in that language. Anybody else experience that?
Yeah, I think numbers are often the hard things. Even if you know the numbers, it's hard to kind of spontaneously count in the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And Sequoia, you studied Japanese, so in that language, man is 10,000, right?
Yeah,
so
they have a different counting system,
million
so it gets harder.
100 times man,
Yeah.
and not 1,000 times 1,000.
Yeah, that can come up as well. I remember the difficulty I had with Hindi, learning to count in lakhs and crores.
Yes, the lakh.
Hi, Jay.
And just to quickly interrupt, Dave, we have one more here. Jay has joined us.
Okay, Jay, you are in my alphabetical list of participants now. So I think right now we are coming to Sam reading the second selection of Hello from Europe.
To say that Cantonese man is also 10,000, so it's interesting. Ikdamamu Micah Kladwa Kopasaya Elhi. Halo Masaika Kumtux. Ikdamamu Nika Kladwa Kopasaya Elhi. Nanich. Pustnika Mithlai Kopanika Ilhi. Kamloops. Nika Glate Tanasman. Halo Hayu Nika Papa. Pepa. Halo Hayu Nika Mamu Kumtux. P Masaika Wawa. Hayas Tanas. Oko Kamloops Wawa, Halo Hayu Wawa, Yaka Lolo Kopanasaika. So, and why are you going to the far country? Ikdamamu Micah Kladwa Kopasaya. Halo, you aren't, you don't know Ikdamamu, why I go to a far country. Look, in order for me to live in my country, Kamloops, when I lived in my country, Kamloops, I was a really small. I was a child. I didn't have many writings or paper. Not many. I teach. And you said, Hayas Tanas, a few. This Kamloops Wawa, I don't have much to say, Lolo Kopanaseka, to bring to us. Sorry, Dave, you're going to have to help me.
So this is all pretty figurative stuff, which is exactly why it's more challenging to translate. Yeah, you have to somehow grasp, the metaphorical place that the writer is coming from. So what we have seen so far was Kamloops Wawa is a character in a dialogue with an unnamed person, and so it's personified newspaper talking here. Let's see. Okay, and why did you go to a far country? Kamloops Wawa responds, Hello, Masaiga Kamdux. Don't you folks know why I went to a far country? Spoiler alert, this is, of course, Father Lejeune writing this, and everybody back home in Kamloops knows the story because they know him personally. Nanich, look, when I was in my country, Kamloops, I really was a boy. I was really a boy, tennisman. Halo Hayu, not much were my writings. Halo Hayu Naika Pepa. Halo Hayu Naika Mamuk Kumtux. Not much did I have to tell in this case. Mamuk Kumtux does usually mean to teach, but it can also mean, you know, because it's literally make know. It can be to inform or to tell people or to give news. And you folks, Masaika, that's the you plural there, you folks said, quote, very small is this Kamloops Wawa. Not much talk or news. Wawa can be news, something that you have to tell people. So not much news he brings to us. There had always been in real life demand for Kamloops Wawa to be more substantial. People really enjoyed this new literacy that it brought to them and always wanted many, many more pages. The budget for the paper, though, was quite limited. That's what's being referred to here. And,
yeah. A question here, Dave. Now with the Ikta Mamuk, for why not just Kata?
It's fine to say Kata. Most folks would understand that very well. Ikta Mamuk is common in pretty much all regions, and it's especially in northern expression, just because down south some other ways of asking why kind of caught on. Some of you are taking, I think, the Grand Ronde course in Chinukwawa, and you may have heard things like pusikta or iktapus,
yeah,
which literally mean what for, or for what.
Pourquoi.
Yeah, which I think show some of the influence of Canadian French in the Grand Ronde community, by the way. Pourquoi, pusikta in their grammar. But yeah, Ikta Mamuk, very, very common everywhere, and it really held on well in the north. We have some really good songs, traditional Chinukwawa songs recorded that have that expression. I don't know how widely, though one song is known that is coming to my mind. It was sent to me on a cassette by a Makah person. And Ikta Mamuk Maika Kwasnaika, kind of a love song, or more to the form of the genre, it's a frustrated love song. So Ikta Mamuk Maika Kwasnaika, why are you afraid of me? So Ikta Mamuk, yeah, it's a really good one to know. Some of the other ways of asking why, including kata, have the slight deficiency, if you will, that they also mean other stuff. You know, kata means how. And you do see it quoted a lot in old Chinukwawa, people in amazement asking, kata this or that, you know, kata Mike Iskam Konui Naika Chickman, you know, how is it that you've taken all of my money? Would be a made-up example, the kind of stuff you see. And from in those contexts in real life, it was clear they meant why. But something that's it kind of frees you a little bit from the context and helps you a bit is to say Ikta Mamuk. And that might be more answer than you were looking for, but
the bottom line is they're interchangeable then.
True.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, in a conversation with any of us, you saying kata, etc., will be understood 100%. And Ray, you are the next person, by the way, if you would like to
okay.
selection.
From the Pinaika?
Chi Alta.
Oh, okay, sorry. Chi Alta, Naika Klap Waihat, Pos Klatawa Kopa Saya Ilahi, Pi Yawa, Naika Chaco Hayas, Pi Yawa, Naika Klap Hayu Wawa, Pos Lolo Kopa Masaika. Kata Masaika Tum Tum, Pose Masaika Tiki Naika Pose Halo. Pose Masaika Tiki Naika Quanasum, Worth Chaco Nanich Masaika Kanawe Clone Moon Saya Naika Chaco Pi Leli Naika Kuli Pi Naika Ko Kopa Masaika. And Pi Chi Alta Naika Klap We Hut. And recently now, I find a road, Pos Klatawa Kopa Saya Hilo Ilahi, to go distant land. Piawa, and there Naika Chaco Hayas, and there I grew.
Yeah, I grew up. Good.
Okay. Piawa Naika Klap Hayu Wawa Pos Lolo Kopa Masaika. I grew up, and there I got many languages to bring to you all.
Yeah, or Wawa again could just be news, a lot of news.
Oh, okay. Okay. Kata Masaika Tum Tum. What do you all think? Pose Masaika Tiki Naika Pose Halo. If you want me or not.
Yeah, good. Yeah, if you like me, perhaps.
Okay. Just lost my screen here. Just sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay. Pose Masaika Tiki Naika Kwansam Wach Chaco Nanich Masaika. If you want me, I always will come see you. Every 3 months. Saya Naika Chaco far I come Pileli Naika Kuli Pinaika Kopa Masaika. And time I come and sorry?
Long time, Lely.
A long time. I come and I arrive for you.
All right, yes. So right up to the top here, run through again. And just, or recently now, I found a way, found a road. I put a dash in because it's kind of metaphorical here. It's like, discovering how, as much as it is finding the physical path in order to go to far country. And there, or then in Kamloops, Wawa, this word for then can mean This word for there can mean and then, Yoa, I became big. That's the expression for grew up, right? He had been a boy, and there he grew up, Chakohayas, and there or then I got, I got or found much news in order to carry to you folks. Here's kata. How are your hearts? In other words, what do you folks think? And then a beautiful, very, very Kamloops type of expression. When you have two alternatives, you know, this or that, whether this or that, you have pos and pos. So pos masaika diki naika pos halo. You know, do you guys like me or not? Really nice structure to learn in this language. In fact, it's one of the very clearest ways to get anything like or expressed in Chinook Wawa. You know, down at Grand Run, you have it easier. You have the word or as a conjunction. We don't in BC. And so what you can do in BC instead is post this, post that. Posoku, posoku. Okay, if you folks like me, I quanasum worked. Let me highlight those two words together. Quanasum worked. So always more or always again. That's keep on, right? Continue. I will always again come see or visit you folks. Chakunanich, I debated putting a dash in here. Why not? Chakunanich is an idiom for sure, meaning visit, come see. So I'll keep on visiting you folks every 3 months. Conway Clun Moon. Saya Naika Chaco, far I've come, and Lele Naika Kuli, a long time I've traveled. Kuli. Pinai Kako, and I arrive. Again, this P can often mean until, right? So far I've come and long I've traveled until I arrived at you folks' place where you are. And get the next selection highlighted here. And these seem to be decent sized highlights. Norbert, would you like to do this?
Yes. Yeah, I'll first read the Chinook Wawa, as we always do. P Niga Tiki Pos Masaiga Mamuk Help Kopa Niga Pus Halo Niga Memelus Kopa Wayhat Kopit Sitkum Dala Niga Tiki Kopa Masaiga Sitkum Dala Kopa Luckit Paper Kopa Ich Snow Paper Pi Ikta Okuk Illa I Kach Niga Chako Okuk Ilahi Kach Niga Alda Chako Yaka Name Belgium Pi Okuk Town Kach Niga Chako Yaka Name Liège, Liège in Belgium.
Yeah.
So, and I would like for you folks to help me, to give help to me, so that I do not die on the way, on the road. Only Sitkam dollar, only $50 I want from you plural you, $0.50 for 4 papers for one snow for 1 year of the paper.
Excellent.
Right. And P. Ikta Okuk. So someone's asking, what is that place from where you come?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, Okuk Ilahi, that place where I come from, its name is Belgium, and the town from which I come, its name is Liège.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Binaika Teki, and I want Busmasaika Mamuk help Kopanaika for you folks to help me. Sometimes Mamuk help takes a direct object, sometimes an indirect object. You know, so sometimes there is no kopa there. Sometimes it's just Mamuk help Nika.
Yeah, this one has a lot of kopas.
Yeah. I don't think you hardly ever hear just plain help, though. It's interesting. We see Mamuk help quite a lot. Okay, so I want you folks to help me. Pos halo Nika memlos, so that I don't die. Kopa oichet on the road. Kopit sidkum dala, just $0.50. Notice the quantity expression is moved to the front of a clause, front of a sentence, as usual in jargon. So only $0.50, Naikatiki, I want from you folks. Sidkum dala, $0.50, Kopalakat paper, $0.50 for 4 newspapers. Again, when for means, you know, for a noun object, you say kopa. For meaning for a purpose is that post that we've been seeing already. But sitkum dala kopa laket pepa, $0.50 for 4 newspapers. For kopa icht snow paper, for 1 year of papers. As you.
It was a quarterly publication, right?
Yep, Conway Tlun Moon, as he was saying here. Yeah, Conway Tlun Moon, quarterly. Pi ikta okokelahi, and what is this country? Kach, from where? Maika Chaco, from where you're coming. Okokelahi kach naika alta Chaco, this ilahi where I'm now coming from. Yaka name Belgium. Its name is Belgium. Bioko town, good Chinakwa word there, very old one as well. And the town Kach naika Chaco, where I'm coming from, its name is Liège. There was a major scholasticate, I think is the term, training school, a college for people who are about to become priests, that was located in Liège. And many of the students there corresponded in Chinook Pepa writing, in the jargon, with the native people of BC. 1 or 2 of those letters are published in Kamloops Wawa, and I am still attempting to find out, how to get into some archives where there probably are more of these letters. Okay, the end of this little piece is quite short. How about if I just handle that and then we move on to the next selection. So hayu le play talta mithlite copa masaika sluska chaco copa liege. Pus masaika diki sluska mamukumtux copa masaika kata okuk liege town. This is telling you some of what I was just saying. Many priests now located with you folks, they come from Liège. If you folks want, they can or will inform to you, how is this Liège town? What is it like? So when you're asking what something is like, you would say Kata Okuk. How is that? And then referring back, say it's like that, of course, you'd say Kagwa. Kagwa ogok. It's like that. And then we have this symbol ending the article. It's one of the quaint customs of the Chinook paper writing being invented by a priest. You have a symbol for making the sign of the cross. And another article here, a new book. And Lauren, let me just scan how much farther. Oh, we're actually getting toward the end of this material already. So I might hand out smaller selections. Okay. So Lauren, would you like to do this?
Sure. Midlate alta eat chi book oko book yaka sum kata plie kopa kanawe tlush sun kopa it snow. There is now one new book. This book says writing. Yes, this book contains writing, how to pray. And I had a hard time with Tlush in this, but how to pray, how we might pray every day of the year.
Every Tlush day, every good day.
Every Sunday in a year then?
So yeah, it's a weird expression, isn't it? And I think the intention is a specialized meaning. I think it's kind of like it's a feast day, we would say, in my Catholic upbringing, and this is a Catholic priest. Also, I've been working extensively with the book he's talking about, so I actually know this is what he's what he means. Tlushsan is a Catholic celebration day, a feast day. And so, yeah, there is now a certain icht means one, but it's a certain new book. This book, its writing is how to pray on every good or special day in 1 year. And so that's the book known in English as the Chinook Book of Devotions throughout the year. That's what he's describing there. And then he gets into kind of a boring list. On a certain level, it's boring. Not much variety of grammar here, but some interesting challenges nonetheless. If Jay would like to look at that highlighted bit.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Did you ask me to do it?
Oh yeah. Would you like to take
sure.
on this kind of lengthy list here that's highlighted in blue?
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Copa book. Okukwawa kata angati sahale tai post yaka mamuk kanaway ka angati telecom kata copa adam fi eva kata copa noe fi yakatenas kata copa Abraham Isaac P. Jacob Copa Joseph Piyaka Tilakam Kata Kopa Mois P Kanaway Ikta Haha. That eludes me, but Yaka Mamuk Kata Kopa David P Solomon P Kanaway Haha Tilakam P Kop O Kopa Shisakri P Kata Shisakri Pos Yakam Mithlait Kopo Kuk Ilahi. Okay. Boy, it's the whole Old Testament story there.
Exactly, yeah.
Also, the book, I guess, covers this story here, each.
Kata. So how it was?
Oh, okay. How it was that God made everything.
Yeah.
And how the previous people, the old people,
yeah,
from Adam and Eve to Noah and his children, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to Joseph, that must be, and his brothers, would that be? And his people?
His family, his people.
His family, yeah. Kata, then to Moses and all.
And then Haha is holy or sacred.
Oh, and all the what does Haha come from there?
Salish.
Okay.
It's in almost every Salish language in a real similar form, and there wasn't, any real great, widely understood other way in jargon to say holy or sacred. So this Haha Kata.
Okay. And the sacred things, and his sacred things.
That he did.
Kata Kopa. Then to David and Solomon and all the holy sacred people, and
arriving.
Okay. The Kopas down to Jesus Christ, is that?
Exactly.
And and Jesus Christ. Let's see. If how would that be? How
How
how he stayed came to be on the land. On this
there you go. Yeah. So the I guess I expected this to be the case. There's not much intricate grammar here, but the tricky thing about it is this kata here, the word for how. It is used for how it was, and in effect, it's saying about. You know, in English, we'd say about, right? When you're saying a wawa, a story, kata, how things were, how it was, etc. You know, we would say a story about, etc., etc. So here we go from the top of that. Okay, wucht, it's also written, kopa book, also written in the book. Okokwawa, the story, kata, of how or about. Ankati, sachli tayi, how it was long ago. How long ago, sorry, God was when he made everything. Pusyakamamu Kanuyekta. The story of how long ago God was when he made everything. So we see a lot of expressions like that here. And how the Ankati Tilakam, how the long ago people were. It's a pretty established expression, incidentally, for ancestors in jargon. Ankati Tilakam. Kata Kopa Adam P. Ev. So how it was with Adam and Eve. Kata Kopa, how it was with Noe Piyakatanas, Noah and his children. One of the other challenges here is somehow these priests in BC used about half English versions of biblical names and half French ones. So Noé is Noah in French. Eve is Eve in French. But you have some others that are more English. Okay, Kata Kopa Noe Viyakatanas, how it was with Noah and his children. Kata Kopa Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, how it was with, that seems more French to me, Abraham. Isaac is English, Jacob is English. Kopa Joseph Piyaka Tilachim, with Joseph and his people or family. Kata Kopa, how it was with Moses, Pikanui et Chacha, everything holy, Yakamamuk, everything holy that he did. Kata Kopa David, how it was with David. P Solomon, Pikanui Chacha Dilakam, and all the holy people. And then here's an idiom that is very frequent around Kamloops, and very useful. Kopa, and arriving at, is how you'd say until. It is the very, very clearest way to say until. The only other way that we've seen is to say just P, with lots of implications loaded on. But here you have Kopa, and arriving at, or up until, Shisikri, Jesus, Kata Shisikri, and how Jesus was, Posyaka Mishite, when he was Kopa Okokelehi on this earth. Again, Okokelehi is the only way that I know of to refer to the planet. Not exactly a name, but people seem to have understood it as, kind of in this life, right?
The phrase katakopa is the clincher there, that how it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, and again, kata, you see it quite often, as we did just there, telling you what's in a piece of writing. Okay, so it is functionally, the writing is about this or that. The writing is how such and such is, which is, again, quite nice, because there's no preposition or expression whatsoever otherwise that would correspond to the English about, which we use quite a lot in our highly literate culture. Okay, Alex, how about this much?
Sure. Okok book Nasaika Papa Lasevik Bishop Diru Yakamamu Kopa Nasaika Okok Nasaika Papa Yaka Memlu Salda Yaka book Mislite Tsam Yaka Siachus Biaka Slushwawa Kopokok book Biokok book Slush Biskukum Yaka Pasisi Bikopit Slun Quada Icht. So our father, the bishop Deryu, he made this book for us. This father of ours, he's dead now, but his book lives. His face is written and his good words in this book. Is that like his personality or something like that?
Yeah, I doubt that it's that abstract, because we don't find so much of that, poetic talk and jargon, but some could be printed.
Right.
In English, I guess, his face, meaning a picture of him, I think.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
And his good words are printed in this book.
Pasisi for a book. Okay, and this book, its cover is good and strong.
That's right, because pasisi is
blanket
or cloth or fabric.
Okay.
Yeah, or jacket, there you go. Because people in these communities in the 1890s would often wear a blanket as often as they wear a jacket.
Right. And it's only a 3/4 quarters for one, 3/4.
Yes.
One.
There you go. Yeah. I will run through it, and I definitely have a comment about that last part. This book, our father bishop, okay, Lesevec bishop, that's bishop, which is to say, usually the bishop was referred to as being a Lesevec from French, and then sort of his title was Bishop Duria, Paul Duria. Okay, this book, our father, the Bishop Duria, he made for us. This father of ours, he's dead now, but his book lives on, or his book exists. Written, or as I'm saying, possibly printed, is his face or image and his good words. So printed in it are his face and his good words in this book. And this book good and powerful is its jacket, right? Its cloth covering, blanket, and only 75 cents for one. Llun Quata is, of course, 3/4. Quarter almost always referring to money in jargon. Llun Quata was a really established expression, like so established in jargon that, well, I mean, it's listed in the Grand Ron dictionary. We see it borrowed into native languages of BC as well. In Guaquala, the word for 75 cents is llunguada. So llunguada, everybody knew 75 cents for one. This is one of these per expressions of jargon. There's no word for, this much per that, but you would just say 75 cents one. Just as, if I were giving out one book per person, one book per child, ich book, ich danas. One book, one child. I will finish up the last small sentence here. Mash llunguada kopakam lupswawa masaiga tlap ukokbok. And so it's saying, send 75 cents to Kamloops Wawa. You folks will receive this book. And it's a very substantial book, by the way. It's something like 200 pages. It's taken me a long time to work on it.
Can I ask, did they ever say Tagam bit? 6 bits?
Tagam bit. I don't know if I've heard that. That's funny because bit is known. Bit is usually a dime, though. If you get into higher numbers, higher quantities of bits. I've definitely seen, now where have I seen this? I've seen llun 2 bits, though, as a synonym for llun quata.
Yeah.
Dave, this is the Book of Devotions that you've been...
Yeah, Chinook Book of Devotions throughout the year. Published 1902.
You're doing some good posts on that. Great words. I think Alex has just written so you can actually read it in archive.org.
I just posted it, yeah, if you guys want to see it.
Oh, sounds like a great. I read your clap, hayu tum tum. Amazing, that's great words.
To get many minds, and it's a clap, which is out of control.
Yeah,
right.
That's a Salish type.
That's something that happens to you. I was thinking it was Salish because I first noticed it around Kamloops, but I've just been realizing it's very, very old. It goes back to Fort Vancouver.
Wow.
So, who knows the source, but yeah, it pretty consistently can indicate something happening to you without you having tried or had control over it. And then having many minds, that can also mean to doubt, by the way. Not just be amazed, but to doubt. And that's related, that's similar metaphor to European ones. In Slovenian is the first random language coming to my mind. To doubt something is like to be dvoumen, to be two-minded. And we have that metaphor in English, right? To be of two minds. You can even say to be of many minds. And so, yeah.
Sounds like a great find, this Book of Devotions.
It's got tons of stuff in it. I've been gradually posting things from it for a few years as I plow through. I transcribe it and I analyze it and so forth.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Does the two minds like mox dum dum, that I feel like I've read that before. Does that exists in Chinook too, right?
I think I have seen specifically mox dum dum. time to, do a search on my website. I probably have thrown that up there at some point. Yeah. Most Tome. Oh, wait, see if I just put up the URL of my site followed by those words. And, well, there's a few things showing up. They won't all be exact matches. But then again, I can ask for an exact match. And, Two-Spirit.
Thomas, Edward Harper Thomas gives Mox Tum Tum Meka as being undecided. Two minds have I.
I see I mentioned Mox Tum Tum in my article about two spirits. We don't call two spirits that in jargon because there was already this expression Mox Tum Tum for doubting and so forth, undecided.
And here we are, folks, exactly at 9 o'clock.
Very good.
Okay. Well done, Dave. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Hayumasi Kanmikslagsta.
Hayumasi.
Sam, do you have anything to say at all?
Oh?
No. Okay. No, I just wondering if before I push the red button. That's all.
No, just thank you very much, Dave. Great teaching. Hayumasi.
Yes.
Nice seeing you all. Take care. See you next week.
All right.
Kalahaya.
Ashke.
Okay.
Ayomasi.